Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All right, collective, welcome to your daily tarot reading for all signs, everybody. Everybody gather round, rise and shine. All right, let's see what the tarot has for you today. All righty. Oh, you got two of them. She already done had hers. Okay. Anyways. All right. What do we got for my collective? All right. You got emotional release. Letting go creates space for new beginnings. Catharsis. Purification. I said I mean, it is purification. Emotional release. I need to let it out. Maybe that's why I'm having a little bit of, you guys know by now, I got to keep fixing my lighting. But maybe that's why I'm getting like little outbursts of sayings this morning. Emotional release. There's a need to let it out. Whatever comes to you, whatever bubbles up, let it out. There's something that you need to say, something that's been on your chest, on your mind, or in your heart. I feel like now is the time to let it out, collective. History. Write your history together. Map out the future. Write your history together. Map out the future. You may have particular desires when it comes to love if you're dating someone or meeting someone new. I feel like there's a need. I don't know if you guys can see in that card. There's like a little couple way off in the distance. I feel like there's a need here to express what you desire. What is it that you want? What is it that you want? What do you want this book to look like? What do you want to be on the pages of that book? Surprise. Adorn with everyday surprises. Keep the freshness alive. And also, with this surprise card, I'm getting the energy, because it says, adorn the everyday with surprises. Keep the freshness alive. There's a need to tell someone, if you're dating, some of you may come into meeting a new person here soon. I feel like there's a need to set the standard. What do you want your history to look like with this person, with your own life, 20 years from now? There's a need to express that so that this person knows what the standard is when dealing with you. But also for you as an individual, now is the time to think about, what do you want your history to look like? When you reflect back on your life 20 years from now, 15 years from now, 40 years from now, how do you want to remember it? You know, creating a history now every day that you are happy to look back on. Creating fond memories. Adorn the everyday with surprises. Keep the freshness alive. Doing new things. Okay. Let's look into this for you. Tell me about emotional release. Let me use my other deck. Hold on. Tell me about emotional release for my collective. There's a lot of things that you haven't said, collective. I'm getting like a pent up energy. A lot of things have gone without being said. And there's also a lot of things that you didn't do. And I feel like you're frustrated up to this point, collective. the group of you that I'm talking to is kind of frustrated with your past. Like when you look back on your past now, you feel like there's a lot of things that you didn't do. Maybe you were too, you were too hesitant to do it, or you feel like maybe you procrastinated in some ways and you regret that. I feel like there's disappointment when you look back. You could not be where you want to be financially right now. I feel like you are I feel like we're blaming people, if I'm being honest, collective. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't, when I say that you're blaming someone, oh, I still had my hair stuff on the table. But when I say that you're blaming someone, that's not to say that this person doesn't have fault, okay? That they didn't do things that, you can fault them for. But I'm also getting the energy here. Somebody had this in a reading I recorded yesterday where it takes two to tango. If I remember right. Okay, I'm going to post those. Those should be posted today. But I'm getting the energy here that we're blaming someone basically for where your life is now. And it's like you're frustrated that you let certain situations cause your life to go into a tailspin. You feel like through your association with certain people, you were manipulated into toxicity. And that's why you have financial loss. That's why you aren't where you are financially. That's why you didn't go after certain things that you may have wanted to when you were younger. It's almost giving me like regret. You regret that you dated that person. You regret that you hanged out with those people. The association that you kept. And it could be true. I mean, I see that you view this person as like a manipulative person or manipulative people. I'm getting it's like people you dated, friends that you had. Maybe you were partying, it's like some sort of toxic lifestyle or just one that didn't benefit you now. Now, when you look back, you're like, I'm not at the place that I want to be at. I'm not where I want to be in life right now. And I feel like that's why Spirit is urging you here with history and surprise to start to kind of change your life. But I feel like you're already, Empress, you've grown up a lot. And that's what I was going to say. I feel like you've already, there's distance between you and these people. Because I see you're in a retrospective space where you're looking back. You're looking back on your history, right? And thinking about, or Spirit is nudging you to start to take a look at the fact that you are now creating your history. Every day you are creating your history. So though your past may look like a hot mess, okay, with all due respect, like with these people and toxic relationship, toxic friendships, your money's not where it wants to be. You feel like you didn't pursue the things that you wanted to pursue when you were young. You're just not happy with where you are in life right now. And you feel like it has a lot to do with the associations that you have. I feel like Spirit is urging you, like, yes, that is your history as of today. But as of tomorrow, your history is today. As of a year from now, the day you're living right now and tomorrow and the next day becomes your history. So what do you want that history to look like? Now you're in a position to create your next history. You can turn the story around. You can turn your life into whatever direction you would like to. You have the paintbrush right now. So the story can turn from yeah, at some point I lacked direction. I didn't pursue things that I was passionate about. I let my toxic relationships, bad associations with friends, I let those things distract me from what actually was going to lead to my own personal growth and make me a better person. I was kind of caught up with, you know, shady people, shady characters, different things. It's like, okay, well, that is true. But the story can also head into a new chapter here where, and then I started to take the reins in my life, pursue the things that make me happy, the things that fostered growth. Okay. Perseverance. I persevered. I started to, you know, go after and study the things that I wanted to pursue. For some of you, you may have to go back to school. There may be some sort of course that you need to take in this next phase of your journey. Tell me about history. Yeah, letting go. This can be the time where you decide you're going to let go. Let go of these people. Maybe for some of you, you're starting to outgrow them. So you're starting to notice their faults. Maybe at one point it took two to tango, right? Maybe at one point you were just like these people. Or you were more of an energetic match. So let's say, for instance, you were dealing with some shady air sign, right? You were dating some shady air sign or any sign, but someone you deem as manipulative. But at one point you were willing to put up with that. And now you're not. And now you're not. You've outgrown them. Well, it's time to completely detach and let go. If these are friends, you know, you're starting to notice they don't fit me anymore. Okay, well, it's time to let go. Ten of Wands. What's the burden? I think it's hard because whether you know it or not, or whether you realize it or not, I feel like you have some sort of, how do I want to describe this, Spirit? Chariot. You may need to overcome your own vices. Whatever it is that attracted you towards these type of people, or whatever it is that, because it takes two to tango, right? So if you deal with a manipulative, toxic person for 5 years, okay, there's something within you. There's something within you that is, sorry, my kids were playing too loud. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of, the difficulty in detaching from these people is there's some sort of toxicity of your own. Okay. Whatever that is, whether you have a little bit of codependency, right, that allows you to cling to people who are toxic, even though you know they're not right for you. Okay. Or some sort of addictions. If these people are part of that's not going to resonate for everybody, but if these people are part of a group of people who are into drugs, drinking, gambling, those sorts of things, that's not for everybody, but it will be for somebody. If that's the kind of lifestyle that these people are in, and you were once a part of that lifestyle, or you currently are, that's a difficulty, is detaching from your own demons, your own personal demons, in order to pursue this ultimate happiness that I see that you want. I feel like that's why it's difficult, okay? But you can persevere. I see with the cards here, I mean, these cards wouldn't come out if that wasn't the case, but there's a need to let go. And I see that it's difficult. Or maybe you need to ask yourself, why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult to let go of that person who you know is manipulative? Why is it so difficult to leave them behind? You know? I feel like there's a need to get real with yourself in order to let go. Because you're outgrowing these situations. Rewriting your history. Rewriting your history. Maybe you need to start to look differently at your past as well in order to release it. I'm also getting that energy here of rewriting your history, the way that you look back on a situation. So, what part did you play? What part did you play? Did you keep coming back? You know? Did you take someone back time and time again after they kept hurting you? Are you hanging out with shady friends even though you know they betray you, or they encourage you to do things that aren't in your best interest? There's a part that you play. Nobody has you by a ball and chain to these people. Nobody has you on a ball and chain. They don't. I mean, unless they do. But I think if you were literally on a ball and chain, you probably wouldn't be watching YouTube. So if you're on a ball and chain in somebody's basement, I don't know that you'd be watching YouTube. But if you are, okay, that's a different story. I feel like there's a need to reflect on your history with these people and ask yourself, you know, why is it so difficult to detach? Why is detaching so difficult? Do I have some codependence? Do I have some, I mean, you know, if you have addictions, but what are my toxic ways that have me so connected to these people? Why is it so hard to detach if I know these people are toxic? So that you can release and start to write your future history that doesn't involve these people. Okay? Yeah, what are we not looking at? High Priestess in reverse. What are we not looking at? How are we not, what are we not looking at? What are we not looking at? Knight of Pentacles. This will take time. I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to look back on your past, rewrite your history, and begin to write the history starting today of the life that you want in the future. You write your history every day. So if you officially cut people off and never deal with them ever again, well, then yesterday or today marks the day that they will no longer be a part of your future history. You don't have to look back in the next 10 years and say, oh, and I put up with it 10 more years or 5 more years or 1 more year. You can decide that today. And you can decide, oh, okay, that's when I took control of my life. You could be meeting a new person. New people in new associations, new friends, new love, a new masculine, new friends. This is the day, today is the day that I officially cut particular people off who are wasting my time, manipulating me, using me, bad associations, shady friends. Okay. Today is the day that I cut those people out and I made space for the type of people that I want in my life. And I rewrote my history. That's what I have for you, collective. I'll see you tomorrow.